Hey, Christy Mattoon here from Mind Rewire. Thank you so much for being here. I wanted to talk for a second. Usually I'm doing questions that somebody else had asked me, but this time I'm doing a question that I'm asking one of my mentors. And my question to him just now was, is there ever a time when you can totally get out of the program, but stay in the human suit? You totally bypass all the programming somehow. And probably what I meant to say was without all the arduous work and the tediousness. It's about every time you think you've got something conquered, you realize there's something else going on. And I just had that happen today. And I recognized it while I was sitting there talking to the lady. And you'll notice that this is different. My hair is like totally different. It was not intentional. I went in to get a trim, told the lady take an inch off the bottom. And she totally whacked my hair. And I was just like, how does this happen? And it wasn't even like that she cut it all off short. It was that it was a mess. It was like I don't even know. I was just like, holy cow. And one side was longer and the back was all hacked up. And so I went to another salon and I was like, okay, here's what just happened. Can you fix this? And the young lady I ended up with was absolutely amazing. And she actually I showed her an old picture of me with my longer hair, and told her that was the first time I'd had long hair in eons, and she almost started crying. She was like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe somebody would do this." And so, but she started working on it and fixing it, and it's going to take some growing out to get it actually to even out right and do what it's supposed to do. But what I realized sitting there was it's not the first time this has happened. I was in, I don't even know where this one happened. It may have been in California. And exactly the same thing. My hair was a little bit longer and I went in just to get a little bit off the bottom and kind of clean up the layers and stuff. And the girl just totally hacked it. And I always ask for the same thing. I don't know if you remember back in the day, Farrah Fawcett's kind of messy, shaggy look, right? So I always ask for a shag cut. And I don't know what people think when I'm saying that, but I even referred this time to Farrah Fawcett and just that kind of shaggy. And instead of doing anything shaggy, she just kind of janked up the bottom of it and like this much, like trying to cut layers. And it was crazy anyway, and cut it this short. And so I remember this time in California, and then I was sitting there and I, all of a sudden remembered a time in Florida years ago. I walked in and I had probably shoulder length hair, a little bit longer than shoulder length. And I went in to get a cut and came out. I don't know if I fell asleep in the chair or what the heck I did, but I came out and I reached behind me and all I had left was a tail. Like she literally bobbed everything off and then cut a tail. And I was just like, and I walked back in holding it. I was like, what the hell is this? What did you do? Oh, right. And I'm like, what on earth? So I get home from this one and I'm just like, seriously, like this is part of some kind of, and the word program popped into my head and I was like, oh, no way. It's part of a program, right? How often do you recognize just every day or occurrences where it seems like just something you would be doing normally to be part of the program or part of a program? And as I stood there kind of thinking about it, I'm like, where did this start? And so I get heart coherent and I'm like, where did this start? And I suddenly remember this scene, this picture, where I had super long hair when I was a little girl. And I remember complaining, I'm going to call it complaining. I was like maybe 4 or 5 years old, complaining to my mom that my hair was hot and my head was itching. And I think I just kind of said it like, oh, this is hot and my head's itching. And she grabbed the back of my hair and whacked the whole thing off. And I remembered in this, like it's one of the few memories I just like have, I guess, of my childhood. I remembered standing there going, what the heck just happened? I just, like it was itching and hot. Now all of a sudden I don't have any hair. And I'm like, that literally programmed me. And I don't know if it programmed me to go seek out people who would do that to me and keep that alive and going on, And I'm just like, what on earth? That's craziness. And so my question to my mentor was, is there ever a time when we just don't have to be part of the program where we can? And he actually said, yes, call me tomorrow. So I'll let you know what he says. And it's all about being the true 100% part of you, right? Being that trueness of who you are, that internal spirit part. So, you know, just working towards that, I guess, is keep doing the do. And that's what I'm doing right now, is like literally undoing the programming from that original haircut. And it's just taking it through the system. I'm using my ladder of awareness. I'm using what the angels taught me. And it was funny because at the time, I wasn't really upset. When I realized she had gone way too far, I stood up and I said, this is enough. And she tried to make excuses. And I was like, I gotta go. And I left. I just walked out. And the lady, so too funny, that was just somebody from another studio calling me because I called around to try and find somebody to help me fix this. So that was another studio of somebody calling around to help me fix it. But anyway, I don't even know where I was in the story. I don't know. The question is, can you ever end the programming? Can you ever get to a place where you're not programmed? But what I'm doing now is I'm taking the whole scene and each one of those into my heart and letting my heart process it. Because that was just mind-boggling to me. I will probably never have another bad haircut again because I finally recognized that. I was programmed by that haircut. I don't know. What do you think? Write your comments below. As always, I love to hear from you. I love to hear what you're thinking. You know, when in your life have you found a program or you figured out something like this where it's just this reoccurring and something you would never think about? I honestly said this to the lady who was cutting my hair. I was like, for me, getting a haircut is like going to the dentist. It's like somebody else who's petrified to go to the dentist. I just getting a haircut is like I almost have to make myself go to do it. So I don't know. Anyway, I bless you. I witness you as light. I witness myself as light. I bless me. I bless you. Thank you for being here. I'm always excited to get on these and give you little bits. Work on those programs, man. When they show up, do something to take care of them. Hey, if you haven't already, take a look at my course, my 8-week course that I've done. And actually, the live version of it will start on November 1st, but you can get in at it on any time. It's going to be a rolling open enrollment after that, and it'll be recorded so you can get on at any time and watch whenever you want. But right now we're doing the main parts of it live. So if you want in on this live programming, we are working on programming the system and getting into that heart coherent state and meeting the spirit, talking to that internal part of you and getting to know it so well that you don't have to keep participating in the program. I think that's part of what this is all about. So I bless you and thank you.